This is Karen at Patriot Tours, and we're out here on a beautiful summer day in Calvary Cemetery in Queens, New York City. Many of you have seen this cemetery in films or on television shows. It's a very popular place to shoot. But today we're over here to look at this old section called Old Calvary. This section was originally bought in 1845 by St. Patrick's Church, which then was in the Five Points section of Lower Manhattan. They'd run out of space in their Mulberry St cemetery and bought 17 acres over here in order to expand their cemetery. In 1863, New York City bought this little piece of land from St. Patrick's to erect a monument on behalf of the men who fought in the Civil War from New York City. The monument was completed in 1866. The statues were done by Daniel Draddy. And let's take a closer look. This is a really beautiful monument, and I walked out here today just especially so that we could see them. So let's get a little closer to the dedication plaque right here in the front, which tells us, "To the memory of the brave men who gave their lives to preserve the Union, 1861 through 1865. And let's take a closer look at these beautiful statues. You see these beautiful iron statues. They do need some restoration, but they are really exquisite in their detail, even in the fabric of the cloaks, the expressions on everyone's faces, really quite spectacular. And as you can see, just from the size relative to me, quite large. And let's take a look at this soldier over here. Each one is wearing a slightly different type of clothing from the period. And I unfortunately don't know the difference between these types of uniforms. And another dedication plaque by the mayor, aldermen, and commonalty of the city of New York. This gravesite was intended for the men who fought in the Civil War and died in New York City hospitals. And there are 21 men in total buried on this site. And you can see this great hatchet up on his shoulder. I'm going to take a little walk outside of the gravesite. Just give me a moment to step over this little fence in front of us, because I'd like you to see the beautiful height of the obelisk in front of us. Now, Calvary Cemetery is one of the many cemeteries in New York City out here in the outer boroughs of Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. They span many, many acres, and of course, we have a lot of people in New York City, so we need a lot of cemetery space. Up here in front of me is the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway with traffic going by. That's just a highway that connects the boroughs of Brooklyn and Queens. And these cemeteries, when many of them opened in the 19th century, they would have opened as parks. And on a nice day like today, you might have seen families out here picnicking, although, you know, today we don't see any of that. All we see are monuments and grave sites as far as the eye can see, and it really is a spectacular place, this part of Old Calvary Cemetery. Just behind those American flags where you see the woods is a Revolutionary War family grave site as well. So thank you very much for watching today. And you know, July 4th is coming up, and every year on July 4th, the Great Battle of Gettysburg kind of gets overshadowed by Independence Day. So please remember this year, from July 1st to July 3rd, the brave men from the North and the South who fought in the Battle of Gettysburg and gave their lives for our nation. And here's one of the many beautiful monuments you can find around America commemorating them. If you have a chance, please visit the website, patriottoursnyc.com.